We've seen this formula before. Given a mass m1 and m2 separated by a distance of r, there will be a force that exists in between the two masses given by this. Now, it is said that the force is inversely proportional to the distance that separates the two. So when you look at this, what it means is if you look at the force and the distance that separates the two, if you times this by 2, so when you look at this, what it means is if you times this by 2, then you times this by 1 over 2 squared. So the force will be 4 times weaker. When you look at this, what it means is if you triple the radius, if you triple the distance that separates the two, then the force will be times 1 over 3 squared. It would be 9 times weaker. So when you look at this, that's what it means. But let's try and understand why or how we can get from here to here. We need to understand how we can jump from a formula to this. So to understand why, set up two systems. So this is the original system here given by this formula. Set up another system where the two masses are the same, but you double the distance that separates the two. So this distance is now 2r. Now there will be a force that exists in between these two masses. Let's call it F2. So F2 would be G, some sort of constant, I don't care. M1, M2, but this time r squared. So what that means is this is r squared, but this time the distance that separates the two is actually 2r. So now tidy this up. This will become 2r times 2r. So that would be 4r squared. So that would be G m1 m2 over 4r squared. So I'm just going to rewrite this as this. Drag out the 1 over 4. So F2 is given by this. So you can see that the new force that exists in between the two is the old force divided by 4. This in effect means divided by 4 because you can visualize it as being multiplied to the top and then you divide it by 4. So you can see it's actually 4 times weaker. So what that means is if you double the distance that separates the two, it would be 4 times weaker, which is 1 over. Well, remember, let's try and understand why is 2 squared. Because look at this. This is 2 here. 2r times 2r. It can be written as 2 squared r squared. So this thing here, I can write it as 2 squared, which is what's over here, 1 over 2 squared. Okay, so that's how you can tell that that given this formula, you can establish this kind of a relationship. Okay.